Mostly massively my confidence, like in ring and outer ring. I think my confidence, even in the last year since moving out here, has just kind of skyrocketed. And TNA has been a huge influence on that. Like they've
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Bonjour, you're watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. My name is TK Trinidad, and today we have an amazing show, and of course, nothing but amazing guests. She's the angel of the ring and TNA Knockout. Please welcome Xia Brookside. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing good, thank you. How are you?
I'm wonderful. So, very important question for you. Being a vegan, what is your favorite vegan meal?
So I'm actually not a vegan anymore. I was a vegan for like 2.5, almost 3 years. But I apparently wasn't a very good vegan, and it made me lose a lot of weight, and I was quite lethargic all the time. Like I just couldn't balance it very well.
Okay. I thought when you said you weren't a very good vegan, I thought like the vegan people started coming after you because, you know, sometimes they like sent you mean DMs and stuff.
Yeah, no, I wasn't balancing it very well. And then, yeah, you have to eat a lot more to be a vegan.
You do, and you have to find very creative ways. I am too. I go in and out of vegan vegetarianism. So I definitely you have to be a little bit more creative, and you don't want to rely on the oh, here are the vegan chicken nuggets, because you can't live off of that. That's just
right. Like all of the alternatives, like they seem like a good idea, but really they're not filled with like the best thing. So you really kind of have to go on like a raw vegan diet, not meaning not cooked, but like your chickpeas and that kind of protein. You can't rely on like the pre-packaged vegan mince, you know?
Yeah, that's more of a treat versus an everyday thing. So I definitely get where you're coming from. So with that being said, do you have a favorite tea? Because I watched some of your blogs, and I noticed you kind of do the tea prep in the morning. So do you have a favorite tea?
I have. So it's funny, when we moved out here last July, I sacrificed clothes for tea bags. And I bought 6 boxes, and I took out, you know, they're in like a foil packet.
Yeah.
Well, I took them all out of their boxes, and it's Yorkshire breakfast tea, but it's biscuit. It's Yorkshire biscuit tea. So it tastes like you've dunked like a rich tea digested biscuit. It tastes so good. Yeah.
Wow. So I'm guessing you can't get it here, or is that?
No, you can't get it here.
Okay.
Like it was actually kind of hard to get it over there. It wasn't like in every supermarket.
Yeah.
But it tastes so good. But I still have that with oat milk. I don't really drink much. I don't drink milk.
Yeah.
Still.
Same here. We're on the same path. I was like, I can give up the milk. It's not a big deal. But let's get into the wrestling stuff. Yes. You've been in the game for 9 years. I mean, you started fairly young when you were a teenager, but 9 years is still a long time. So what has changed from when you started to now?
Mostly massively my confidence. Like in ring and outer ring. I think my confidence, even in the last year since moving out here, has just kind of skyrocketed. And TNA has been a huge influence on that. Like they've really helped me grow in such a small amount of time, like believing in myself, like the support system that you have. So I'm forever grateful to them, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, Gail Kim is just an amazing, just a mentor, I think. So one, what is it like, you know, have you gotten any advice from her? And then 2, I saw in another interview that you said you want to wrestle her. So have you pitched her that idea yet?
I did tell her at the last tapings that we had. I said, I don't know if you're coming back, but I did say in an interview, yeah, she's been super helpful. Like before every show, if I have any questions, if there's anything that I want to tighten up or make look better, she's always there with advice and to help you out. So she's definitely one of the best mentors I've ever had.
So is there anything in particular that she said to you that was like almost like game changing, where it's just like, oh, damn, I never thought of that. And now you kind of use it, you know, throughout your wrestling career?
Yeah, they say like going 0 to hero in a match. And then basically it's from when you're down, like into your comeback. And it's such a pivotal part of the match, and you want to go, but obviously you're still dead from everything that you've taken. So just the creative ideas of how to build and fit that all in without zero to heroing. Yeah.
So that was her advice to you as far as how to building blocks to.
Yeah, she just has such a great mind of like, I mean, as you said, 9 years, it's a long time, but she's so much information. Like she has such a creative mind that things that other people may have not said or seen, and she just gets it, you know?
I definitely love it. So wait, so what did she say when you said, hey, is there a potential match for us? Did she, obviously without giving it away, did she seem?
She kind of just laughed at me.
Okay.
Like in the nicest way. She was like, okay, sorry.
But I mean, I feel like Gail, like she can go. So there's a possibility. Maybe if you like, and this is, obviously I'm not in the room, but maybe if you like create the story for her, like say, here's how it should happen, then she might buy into it.
Yeah,
so you kind of just lay out the groundwork. Because I want to see that. I think that would be a really great match. So,
it would be incredible. Like to get in the ring with someone so talented, and it would be such an opportunity. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
It's very true. So the TNA locker room is like the women's locker room is stacked. Recently we had Steph DeLander, show up, and now she's in the title picture. So first, what did you think of, the fact that like it's a comeback for her? And then who do you have for this pay-per-view coming up?
So I think it's crazy the way that she just came in and bringing Matt Cardona. It's not how I would go in and try and win a title match, but people have to take their opportunities, and as many people as that won't agree with how she's done it. I mean, she's getting out there and she's making a name for herself, and she's going to be on the next pay-per-view having a title match in April, which is a huge opportunity for her. I just hope I get to wrestle her one day, but I want that title too. And if she comes out with it, then I'm going to be going in for it next.
So between her and Jordan, who do you have?
Oh, Jordan, I have to. Okay. She's so good. She really showed up for our match. So I know she's a tough competitor. She's one of the best champions probably in women's history.
Very true. Like her workout, like just the transformation, and then how she like her workouts now is just like insane, just crazy. Now with being signed to TNA, have you changed your, how you work out? Because obviously, you just said it, your game plan or your goal is to be champion. So have you changed your workouts or your training process in order to, now you've seen what the locker room looks like. So have you changed your training process to kind of align with that?
Yes, I was training with a PT like all online for probably about 3 or 4 years. And I just changed to training with Alex Shelley.
Okay.
So he is doing all of my nutrition, all of my workouts, everything. So we're going pedal to the metal, and I'm going to get my body in shape, get in ring shape, and just keep going.
So what was that like? What was the first workout like, or what was the nutrition like? Was it more food, less food? How's your body kind of, adjusting to that?
So I was having about 2,500 calories a day for almost a year. And it was really hard for me to put on weight. I don't know if it was the balance, my metabolism, like what it was. And the first thing he said is that's way too much food. And to be honest, I was over it, like not overeating in like the sense of eating too much. Like I was over it. Like it was too much food. I was getting sick of it. But the one thing that I've noticed so far is my energy. So I'm on less calories. I have about 2,000 calories a day. He's got me on vitamins to fill all the deficiencies, and I just feel so much more alive.
Oh, nice.
Great. And that first workout, like working out for strength and fitness is so much different to working out for in-ring fitness. So getting your body moving, you might not be lifting as heavy, but lifting too heavy can just kind of weigh you down in the ring.
Right. So it's that fine balance kind of getting you in like the perfect perfect position.
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
you traveled to quite a few countries. Do you have a favorite like country where it's just like, man, you can either see yourself moving there, or you can go there multiple times and it does, like, you'll never get tired of it?
Japan. I actually almost moved to Japan before I got signed in 2018.
Okay.
I almost moved out there. I love it out there. I think it'd be cool for TNA to go out there, to be honest. That would be
Oh,
such an experience.
I mean, there's so many, especially with the women's division there, there's so many things going on. So what in particular, for people who haven't been to Japan, like what were the things that like stood out to you that you're like, man, like I want this every day?
The culture. I love the culture. I love the language. I love just traveling around, like getting on the trains and figuring out where you're going. And there's so much to see, and the culture is just amazing out there. It's one of those that you have to see it, like you have to experience it. It's not, I don't feel like you can get it from someone else, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, it's just one of those things where, you know, you take like the islands, or something. It's like you see the beaches, you see all the stuff on TV, but it's like you have to experience all the nuances, interacting with the people. It's just a totally different experience. So I definitely understand that, but definitely maybe like, yeah, maybe that's what you should pitch to Gail. So it's like, not only do you guys have a match, TNA goes to Japan, and you can make a whole like vlog about it and talk about it, and you have this major women's match with you and Gail. I'm just, you know, we're just
building right now, you know.
Yeah.
Watching this, and she's like, "What? Where are we going?"
Yeah, I want to see it. It looks like that's definitely doable. Another thing that you did was your new entrance song, "Where I Belong" by Simple Plan and State Champs. How did that happen?
So I reached out to them. I think I just tweeted about them like 4 or 5 years ago. And I was like, oh my God, I just came across this band. I love them. And they like hit me back. And then we started talking, and they had a show in England. And I'd already bought tickets for it because I was like, I'm not missing this. And then they were like, we actually have one a bit closer to you. Do you want to just come and hang out? And I was like, definitely. And then I found that song, and I really wanted to use it back then, but like things just didn't line up. So as soon as I signed with TNA, I spoke to the music people, and I said, I don't know if this is still an option for me as far as the bands go, or if it's an option here. And everything just like came into alignment and worked out. So the bands are great. Like all 3 bands that are involved in that like are just incredible. And TNA even letting me use it is just something else. So that's rare. It's like the alignment, because some bands would be like, yeah, you can use it for, you know, $1 billion in your first child, like something crazy like that. So the fact that they're like, yeah, let's do it, that's really, really cool. And you know, you're a fan of them, so that's definitely beneficial. Let's get into your golfing. What is your favorite part of playing golf? I actually, at the minute, I pretty much just playing scrambles, which is where you play the best ball. So everyone will be off. You're playing as a 4, like as a group. So everyone tees off. So it doesn't really matter if you have 100 bad shots that day, as long as you make one contributing shot.
Okay.
Team. So everyone tees off, and then you just, wherever the best ball lands is where you play the next ball.
Oh, I like that.
I did make a 30-foot putt off the green a few weeks ago, and I hit the ball, and it just went up like over this hill straight into the hole. And I was like, what? How did that even happen?
So it's all about the swing. Like, did you get a coach, or did somebody teach you? Because the swing is like the most important thing for golf.
It is, and it's very difficult. Like we have to practice. I practice at least once a week. I only play on my weekends off, which is very few and far between. So I probably only play maybe once a month, if that. I had 2 lessons with a golf instructor. And everything else has just been practicing and getting advice from other people.
Yeah, that golf swing is crazy. Last un-wrestling related question. You wanted to be a vet. I just adopted a rescue dog, and I feel like now I want to adopt a whole bunch of other rescue dogs, like when you kind of get into that. So you've wanted to be this for a long time. So it seems like you're a lover of animals and pets. So, how many animals and pets do you have? And, how do you balance it with wrestling, being a wife, and, wanting to take care of animals?
So I have 2 dogs right now. We actually brought them over with us from England.
Okay.
So I've had Dottie, who's my little staffy. I've had her for 10 years.
Okay.
So she has been through my whole career with me, from going to Japan for like 3 months at a time, and she'd stay with my mom, and then moving out here. We're very fortunate. My husband's currently injured, which isn't fortunate, but it means he's at home. So when I'm away, the dogs, they're good. So that's kind of the balance right now. As soon as he's back on the road, we'll have to figure something else out.
Yeah. And then how do you balance that? I mean, you see it all the time. There are obviously a lot of wrestlers who are married, but how do you balance that life? Because it seems like you're very busy, like not with just TNA, outside of TNA as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much home Monday through Wednesday. Like, these are my like days off, and I like to call them my retirement era now, because I live on a golf course. So Monday through Wednesday, like, everyone that lives here is pretty much retired and like older. So these are like my 3 days at home that I just get to spend. And then being, I guess, in a wrestling relationship, it definitely makes things a lot easier because we just get it.
Yeah, the understanding of it. So let's get to Rebellion, happening April 20th. We already have, the match between Jordan Grace and Steph DeLander. What do you want to see kind of come out of Rebellion? And, again, say if you were putting this all together, maybe with the goal of having a match with Gail in Japan and eventually leads to you becoming champion. What do you want to see coming out of this pay-per-view?
I definitely want to see Jordan Grace walk out as champion. I do want her to keep her title. I would love to have a rematch with her at some point. I do have a rematch with Ash by Elegance, maybe after, depending on how Thursday goes for us. So coming out of Rebellion, I'm just going to be watching April 20th. I'll be right there watching and just seeing how things play out, seeing what Jordan's changed in herself, what Steph DeLander's going to bring in for that title match. And you have to be watching, you have to be seeing what people are changing so that you can go in and make sure you're training for how they're adapting to. Very
true. And Ash by Elegance, she seems like she's a very slippery competitor, meaning that, there's going to be some shenanigans happening. So how are you going to be preparing for her?
Well, this Thursday is Ash versus myself on Access TV. She cried off sick on her first opportunity to take on the TNA Knockouts. She hasn't wrestled any of us yet, and the first chance that she gets, she cries in sick. That doesn't sit well with me, You want to come in and act all big, and then the first chance you get, you're going to cry off. So she knew it was coming up. She knew the opportunity that she had, and she decided to go get cosmetic surgery. I don't know if she's serious about it. We'll have to wait and see. I think she's kind of just testing the waters a little bit, and she's not ready to dive in yet. So seems coward material, if you ask me.
I mean, that's what it seemed like you're aiming towards. I was like, is she calling her a coward? I think so.
You know what I am. She should have dove right in for that opportunity, and she didn't. So I'm ready to take her on.
Okay. Well, I wish you luck. I wish you luck with getting that match with Gail in Japan eventually. And I definitely want to see you get that championship soon. With that being said, if people are not following you, where can they follow you?
They can follow me at Xia Brookside on every single platform.
Thank you, Xia, so much for joining. Good luck on the workouts, the eating, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for joining Women's Wrestling Talk. My name is TK Trinidad. You can follow me everywhere at TK Trinidad and follow Women's Wrestling Talk everywhere at www.talkpod.com. With that being said, thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. Ciao for now.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.